That looks like cactus. You know when they put the cactus on the when you know those Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is not the video that I had anticipated for this Friday, today, whatever. I was working on something else. I was working on really trying to I was working on another video in general for Friday. But God has called me to heal openly, and it's important that I share as transparently as I possibly can around what's gone on. I am cooking, so bear with me as I am back and forth. I just said this, I'm making meatballs because it feels easy. I attempted to start this video already and had to stop because I don't know how much I'm comfortable, I guess, really putting out there about my struggles. And then I felt the Holy Spirit put it on my heart and say, like this is exactly what I was asked to do, you know? So I'm moving around a little bit. Bear with me because I want to get this going. I was also saying we just celebrated my middle son's birthday last week, and today is my oldest son's birthday, and it's so bugged out to think that I came into the picture when they were only 3, freshly turned 3, freshly turned 6, and now they're 15 and 18, and I am so grateful. Making meatballs, if I said that already, I don't know, because it feels easy to just throw them in there. So what has been going on and why the video that I was intending to put is not the video that I'm going to put up? Well, because that would feel fake. That would feel fake. I was working on, I recorded a lot of just kind of vlog style for February to just be able to share kind of like a week in my life type of thing, which is cool. Like those things still very much happened until my mental health decided that it needed to tip over a little bit. So I'm trying to be very intentional with how I say this, because though, one, I am also in this field, right? I shared I'm a clinical social worker. I've been in this field for 10 plus years. My God, when did I start? Anyway, been in this field for a very long time. Clinical social worker. And that doesn't exempt me. Just because I am in this field, does not mean I am exempt from having my own stuff come up and my own challenges and my own struggles. There weren't a lot of meatballs in that bag. My friend had gotten me, he got me a cookbook on making meatballs from scratch, and I cannot wait to give that a whirl, because there's so many different types that you can make. Anyway, I digress. I'm just boiling my water. So I have been in this field for a very long time, and that does not mean I am exempt from having my own challenges with my own mental health. So I struggle with hypomanic episodes, and if you're familiar, that falls under bipolar type 2. And for me, I do not it's not that I carry any shame, because I can't, not, like, listen, absolutely not. If anything, I feel incredibly blessed to have the level of information that I have in my field around just diagnosis and everything. But I have to really, really, really think about who I am as a Christian, as a believer in God, that He can heal all things. And even if He doesn't, right? My faith remains the same. So as I was really riding this consistency train, I basically hit a wall. I hit a wall hard. The wall hit me back harder. The reason why my podcast is purposely derailed, because I think I have plans and they get derailed, and that's either my own doing or that is God giving me divine intervention, right? Either way, there's a reason behind what happens when I get derailed. There's a purpose behind it. If you didn't know, that's the story behind my podcast. Sorry, my husband just texted me. Hi, you done? 5 minutes. So at first I didn't know that I would come and share that this is something that I experience. Again, not out of shame, but out of this idea of like, oh, but you're the clinical social worker, you're the professional. But I think that is more reason to have to do it, because I am not exempt. This is like to say doctors are doctors so they can't get sick. Just again. Grey's Anatomy, I've never watched it, but apparently all of them end up in some kind of treatment one way or the other, right? So like, and don't come for me for not watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm good. So when I felt like I was trying to edit a video to get out for this Friday for today, and I couldn't, I was struggling. One, because I'm still slightly disoriented, coming down and trying not to hit like a depressive low. But two, because it did not feel authentic. And this is what I was speaking to about how I like the idea of having some things, in the bank to be able to put out when time got away from me. Only if it feels true to where I am at that point in time. And I would be lying if I only put, or not, maybe not necessarily lying, but it wouldn't be authentic if I just shared a wonderful week and refrain from sharing where I'm having a really difficult time. So I felt convicted, because when God asked me and put it on my heart to heal openly, this is the part, right? It's not just the pretty things. I can go to any other YouTube channel and see all the pretties and the aesthetics and all of that, but that's not this channel. This is bigger than me. This isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. This is about the raw and the real and the hard times. And my goodness, the last week has felt like I have been swimming through cement. It has been hard. And what sucks is that it is hard during the week that we would be celebrating. So my son, like I said, turned 15 on the 17th. My daughter celebrated 6 years remission on the 22nd. And today is my 18-year-old's birthday. And I am functioning at barely there. I haven't been able to turn on anything and like, the beat roll and all. I haven't, none of that, because none of it mattered. Thank God for my support system. Thank God for my best friend. Thank God for my insight and self-awareness and knowledge. And not everybody has those things. Not everybody has that community or that support. Some people might just find this and be like, oh, I feel seen. And that is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I wanted to put this out first, because it's important for me to be honest. And I might insert in here two of my like overviews of my Bible time. I might insert some clips after this of, you know, me. I was cleaning my porch and I was going to the gym, and I might still put that in here. I might make a very long video because this is already 10 minutes. Or I might just say, all right, here are some clips of like what I was going to put in the vlog and everything, and then upload my 2 Bible time debriefs separately. I don't know. Those don't have pretty intros or anything like that, because it was just supposed to be part of the vlog. But I'm not going to sit here and say it has to look or be perfect a certain kind of way in order for it to be able to be out to the world, because that is not my intention. That is actually what God is working on me with. It has to exist first, and then I can perfect it later. And I'm probably never going to perfect this, because I am always going to show up authentically if I can help it. So enjoy whatever snippets I put in of what I was going to do for a vlog-ish week in my life, days in my life, whatever. And I'll probably still insert my Bible time, or maybe I'll put both of those in a separate video. I don't know. But I needed to say this first. I needed to be very honest first, because I can't play pretend. So I hope that you can appreciate this, and please be considerate if you leave any comments. I am fully aware of the vulnerability that goes into having to share, and I hope that you are too. We are here on this healing journey together. We are healers. This is what we're doing. And if you see me right now, trust me, I see you. So I will catch you guys in the next video, my next podcast. I don't really know what right now. Next is getting through cooking dinner. That's next right now. That's what I got. So hope you guys stick around for the days that are great and the days that are difficult. God bless. Hello, friends. Today is February 15th. I am on my porch because I need to clear off a lot of stuff that's over here to make my porch functional for me. I am waiting for my best friend. She's going to come hang out, and it's pretty outside. She texted me and told me to get outside in my porch and get some fresh air and open my windows and everything, because I'm tired. So I told her the only way I'd do it is if she joined me. And she said yes, which was my secret way of motivating myself to move. So I am tired. My husband and I didn't get much sleep last night. It's been a long 24 hours. But we are here. And I think once I move this way, because the camera's tracking, you'll see all the stuff that I have to put away. So let's see. Oh yeah, you can see. So over, let me see, let me actually do this. Maybe that'll do something. Yeah, okay. Over here, like we have bench seating on this side. I don't know how to get it to show because it's tracking me. We have bench seating all under here, right? And there's storage underneath. And all of the things on here, all of this, has to get put away. So that's what I'm about to do. Also, I just realized I was like looking at the viewfinder the whole time and not up here. So bear with me, but let's get started over here. Morning, guys. Today is Sunday. Nope, lies. Yesterday was Sunday when I was doing all of the porch stuff. Today is Monday. It is holiday, President's Day. I am getting ready to meet my best friend at the gym. My cat is messing with my tripod that is currently on my bed. This is my cat. This is Pastry. Look at Pastry. Oh, that's all on the microphone. Sorry. Yeah, so I am getting ready to go to the gym. Camera's moving because my cat's moving the bed. Pastry, stop. As I was saying, I am getting ready to meet my best friend at the gym. My husband just left to put gas in my car, and then I'll be at the gym. I am trying to be more consistent. I did have a difficult time last week because, funny enough, as I shared in a video of my summer flashback, that I had had a situation go on with my legs, not allowing me the ability to walk. After getting that video edited and scheduled to go out, my legs flared up. So all of last week, that's what I was dealing with. So I didn't get to go to the gym last week at all, which I really wanted to challenge myself because my best friend wasn't able to go last week. So I wanted to see if I would be able to make it by myself, and I haven't. I also have a lot of gym anxiety. So I'm just trying to make sure I keep tabs of where my husband is because I have to leave as soon as he gets here. Oh, my best friend left already. Yes, I have locations with my bestie. So she'll end up being there before me. Anyway, so that is the plan. Going to the gym, and then when I get home, I'm hoping to be able to start making like a plan as to content posting, scheduling, and all of those things. I do have like a rough outline of different things, and I just got to get that all organized. I also am very tempted to go through my closet again. This is my closet back here behind the curtain. My husband opened all of this up so that we could maximize as much of the space in there. We both still feel like it's not fully maximized to the best of its capacity. But I have purged a lot recently. I think I mentioned that I had reset a lot during January, but now I'm trying to be attentive to what actually flatters my body and what makes me feel good. And so I've purged things that I don't wear and that I'm not going to wear. Now I feel like I have to go through and see what things I have that fit right and what things I have that, even though I would love to wear, maybe don't fit the way that they need to fit. I don't know that I have enough energy to do that today. I have endometriosis, and it is the time of the month. If you don't like that, TMI, click off, whatever. But endometriosis is something I deal with and I've dealt with since I was 14, so it will be a topic here because it is my life. And a lot of the times it could just put me out. So I struggle with extreme fatigue and just chronic pain in a range of ways with that and fibromyalgia as well. So I am currently on day 3. So also getting up to go to the gym is a big part of pushing myself through a week that I normally would just be out. And I tend to kind of have a flare up, maybe like the week leading up to my period, and then recovery the week after. So yeah, that's bestie. Yep, Hub's home. So I am going to get ready to go to the gym. All right, I am back not just from the gym. I went to my sister's house also, actually, and got to spend some time there, so that was nice. Got to pick up some goodies of my sister's products. I think I had mentioned, or I attempted to mention my sister's products in one of my videos, and then the audio. Yeah, because I was putting the microphone on the inside, not registering that would impact the audio quality of it rubbing. Anyway, but I had mentioned that the products that I use are products that my sister makes. She is the owner of Nature's Preserve. Look at that logo. And she has, so this is one of her body butters, and then she makes deodorants. This is my favorite. Magnolia's Comfort, that is my favorite. And she also makes balmy lips, and this one is also my favorite. This is Mint Mint. I love these so much. Well, focus. Yes, these are the only ones that I use. And I had run out, and she put some aside for me. So amazing. Her website is preservedbynature.com. And I don't say it because she's my sister. I say it because it's good. Anyway, she's brilliant. I tell her all the time that she needs to like be out there talking. She don't listen to me. So anyway, I got to pick up some of these, but before I put this on my face or anything, I have laundry to put away. Shout out to my husband for taking care of this while I was gone. But I also want to put on a face mask and everything. And usually Sundays, today's not Sunday, today's Mondays. Usually Sundays I use for like to kind of reset, get myself together. It's when I wash my hair and do all the things. And I didn't get to do that yesterday. Today is my Sunday. So I need to paint my nails or just do something with my nails because they are crazy. They have been breaking. They have been brittle. I have vitamin D deficiency and low iron, and man, I can see it. Usually my nails, more so during the summer, grow without any issue, but come winter, it's bad. And then my toes. I gotta paint my toes. My hair will be the last thing I do, so I just threw it up. I washed it, still has some conditioner in it, threw it up. But I want to get a face mask on now so I could have that while I'm putting this stuff away. Y'all think I'm joking. Like, this was my 8 ounce. This is my favorite, Relaxed Lavender. And tis gone. Tis gone. Like, loved. And I have, this is my other deodorant. And natural deodorant. And it works so, like, I don't feel stanky or nothing because I know some natural deodorant, like, I told my sister, I was like, I'm only trying it because it's you. And when I run out and I go back to using it just like a stick, it's not the same. So anyway, glad I have these. Now I can toss these, which always makes me very sad because it's my sister. Anyway, I'm babbling. So I'm going to put a face mask on and put away the laundry. And then hopefully I can get situated here to do my toes and my nails. Guys, I did it. I just finished Revelations. I finished the Bible in 52 weeks in 4 years. But I did it. And that is my first full read of the Bible. And now I get to start again with a new lens, a new perspective, a new process, like just knowing what I'm doing. You know, when I first started reading the Bible, I was reading New King James, which I love, but it was this is like, okay, I'm going to bring something with me. I'm going to have something with me that I can carry, and I could just, dig in wherever I could. And I remember at the time, I'm like, I'm just going to underline. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing, just to see from here to here. Do you know what I mean? And you can see that, like, when I transitioned over to this Bible, it was definitely more in the New Testament, having already gone through a lot of the Old Testament in my New King James. But I'm excited to start again. It truly is a book that you will read for the rest of your life. And so now, what I will do, though I finished all this, I have a bookmark where I had stopped, where I had last gone back. So normally what I would do for my notes, I have a different notebook here. And here, when I was writing my devotional, I was basically any scripture that I would underline, I would just write all the scriptures. So let's say like I read today and I underlined 4 different scriptures. And then tomorrow I read again and I underlined 3 different scriptures. the following day, what I would do is take those 7 scriptures, write them all down, and write what I feel like is the overall paraphrase of all of those combined, like what I'm seeing in those themes, and then rewrite in my own words. And so I was doing that, and the last, like, I only have a couple pages left on here, and I stopped at Luke 7. So I'm actually at Luke 8 when it comes to doing that. So that is something that I'll still be working on with this, which is cool. But outside of that, I have a candle on and I don't want anything here to fall. Oh my gosh. Okay. Outside of that, the next devotional that I have to start is right here. And, stay there. And it is 40 days through the Bible. And I'm really excited to start this because, again, it's taken me back to the beginning, which I can appreciate, and being able to really work through the Old Testament again, now that I have but I guess I have more understanding and wisdom. And so today is the start of Lent. I grew up Catholic, and I still, though I may not fully practice Catholicism the way that I once did, a lot of that is my foundation, right? So I do still participate in Lent. Today is Ash Wednesday, so I will be doing that as well. So it's perfect timing for me to start this, and I'm excited for that. And along with that, I am wanting to do veiling, which is, as my hair is up right now, I want to just be able to, really be less attached to my presentation. And I think that this was something that I was speaking to, right? I am somebody that when I was doing a lot of freelance work, right? When I was doing a lot of freelance work, I did a lot of different photo shoots and all of that. And, it was fun to play characters. It's fun. It's nice to look back and be like, yeah, I did that. And though I loved the people I met and I loved the experiences and I learned so much, and truly I then ended up stepping behind the camera for a while in photography and makeup artistry, and really just enjoyed all of those. But it was something that more so like I stumbled into, and it was never my intent. And through that, I was in such a dark place during those years of my life that in order to be able to produce the work that I was producing, it was such a dissociation from myself and a whole different kind of character. And then when I told myself I was like all set with doing all that, that was like around, I started that when I was about 18, and I think I fully walked away from that when I was 22 or 23, something like that. And it was just mainly local stuff, like building portfolios, things like that. Nothing crazy, but even in that, it was definitely a different experience, and it felt separated from me after a while. And I wanted so badly to not feel like I needed to hide behind a persona to feel beautiful. I wanted to take control back of my body and I started then going to therapy. There was a lot of trauma stuff that I had to work through to really recognize just how much trauma I was keeping within my body and the things that I didn't even realize were contributing to difficulties in relationships and my marriage and all of that. So I had to do a lot of work and humble myself significantly so that I could look at myself. So I remember this was the start of COVID. Yeah, it was 2020. It had to be like, I was in my last semester, I believe, spring semester. So it had to be 2021, maybe. I think it was the end of 2020, start of 2021. I shaved my head. That's the point. I shaved my head. I shaved my head because I think I talked about this a little bit, or I tried to, and maybe the audio got jacked up. Yeah, I shaved my head after experimenting with a bunch of different colors and everything. It was great, and I knew for a long time, I always wanted to shave my head, not for any reason in particular. I was just like, I wasn't afraid to do it. I thought that was the perfect time, to just get rid of all the dye and all the damage that I had put into it. It was fun. But there was also this underlining factor of I always hid behind my hair, especially when I was modeling and doing photo shoots. My hair was my thing, getting my hands up in it, holding it, all this stuff. And I usually would have it really wavy and like more so blow dried. I wore my hair straight all the time, which is, just kind of how my hair was at that point. And if I didn't have it, I couldn't hide behind it. So I had my husband shave it off. He freaked out at first. He's like, I wasn't sure how you were going to look. I didn't know what your head was going to look like, but it all worked out. I did go through a phase where I looked like Sid from Toy Story, but that's all right. But it forced me to see myself without something that always served as a tool to hide behind. And I loved my hair. Growing up, I always had really long hair. I was known for my hair in like elementary school, middle school, because it was always long and in a braid. And so it was always like such a big part of my identity that I wanted to eliminate that for a while. So I shaved it. And then that turned out to be a year that my husband and I went through a lot. That's a different story, but it definitely stacked on a lot of different emotions on how I felt about myself. So along with that, I had then also refrained from wearing makeup. And again, not that I think there's anything wrong with these. I love makeup. I love my hair. I love getting all put together and those being, additions that I can do and that I have the skill to do. But at that time, it felt like such a mask that I was trying to put on and pretend. And I kept associating with, well, I used to turn on and pretend when I was doing these photos, and I could just tap back into that. And it was a struggle for me to separate the two. If I was doing my hair and I was doing my makeup, I was almost channeling another version of myself that I no longer wanted to do. And I no longer wanted to feel like I had to tap into any past version of myself when I had been working so hard to heal, working so hard to love myself, love my skin, love my face without people telling me, oh, are you okay? Are you sick? I think that's what I was talking about earlier before my husband came in, was like I went to work one day without makeup for the first time and I was asked if I was sick, which is like, come on, man. And that doesn't feel good, right? But it was just because there was such an unaccustomed to seeing me in one kind of way that when that was no longer there, it was so jarring, even though it wasn't a huge difference. So with shaving my head and then refraining from makeup, it was just a reset for myself. And I was left with like just looking at myself, seeing myself. And especially with the makeup, that has been like, that was godsend, because now I will be without makeup. I go to work without makeup. And I mean, there's days that I do, don't get me wrong, but I will truly prefer not to have makeup on my face if I don't have to. So today, like I said, is the first start of Lent, and I'm not shaving my head again, but I am going to be covering it. And my challenge right now is like, I as I was looking up different videos for, different ways to wrap my hair up, because I had scars before when I shaved my head, I had no hair. So it didn't matter where my hair was or wasn't. Now I have hair. So it's up here. But anyway, I am fighting this urge to be like, oh my God, okay, so I need to put my makeup on because I can't look like both. I can't look like this. And it just reignites a level of insecurity. And now I'm like, well, no, I don't. I'm not gonna put on makeup. I don't feel. If it wasn't for the fact that I had my hair in a scarf right now, I wouldn't be putting on makeup because because my hair would be fine. This is me, and this is me being very open and transparent about my healing journey and where I am, because insecurity is an evil spirit. Let me tell you, and I pray against the spirit of insecurity for myself, for anybody who's watching this right now, because no, like when I think about why am I going to the gym, why am I exercising, why am I doing these things, it's because I want my vessel to be healthy for the Holy Spirit to live inside. You know, I want it to feel good. I want to have longevity. I want to know that at any point that God calls me to do something, I can get up and do it without be like, oh, do I look a certain kind of way? Like if God told me go right now, I'm going to go right now without feeling uncertain about how I'm going to be received, because He's already made sure that I'm going to be received the way I need to be. That was actually, thank you, Holy Spirit. That was actually in the reflection in the Bible in 52 weeks, and it was referring to the doors that God closes and opens, and sometimes He's going to, you're going to want a door to really open up for you, and it's not in His will, it's not His plan, because He has something better prepared. And so if I am feeling called to go somewhere and go do something, and it's on my spirit to go really show up in a space, God's already prepared it. So regardless of how I may be presenting or whatever, He's already made sure that space, that room is ready for me. And it has nothing to do with them seeing me and everything to do with them seeing Him. So this is going to be, this is going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult, and it's going to be very vulnerable. And it's just my way of reminding myself that I don't have to hide behind different things to feel like I'm confident enough to be in a certain space. And I'm sure that there is more to that when it comes to just my overall presentation, things I've always that followed me. I am someone also who's very heavily tattooed, and that has had taboo in its own world. Like I worked in the medical field for a while, and the amount of times that supervisors were trying to get me to wear different things to cover up my tattoos, and I just wouldn't. So I've always battled this level of like how I show up in a space and what people perceive based off what they see immediately. And I know a lot of folks say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, but you also never get a second chance to leave a last impression. And I like to think that in my friendships and my relationships, those that have come and gone, I can't recall more of how they impacted me the first time we met, but I sure as heck can recall the impact they left on the last time we may have interacted, whether it be positive or negative. And I'm sure that for people in my life as well, like whether it had been the last interaction with me, it may have been positive or not, I can't take that away from them, right? I left an impression on folks in different seasons of my life. So I really am trying to worry less, I guess, about what people think when they see me, and worry more about what I reflect, and that I am representing God and Jesus the best way I can in this lifetime. So that's where I am. This is also really hard, and I'm really nervous to share this because I am not trying to be offensive to anybody or anything like that. I'm not trying to piss anybody off, But like I said, God called me to work on my healing openly and share that because I know I'm not by myself. Um, so, and going back to the whole hair thing, it's also really interesting that when my hair started to grow back, it grew back curlier, which when I was younger, it was, um, it had like bigger curls, but nothing like the way I have it right now. And then it was really, and then I would always straighten it and everything like that. So then when it started to grow back curly, I had to then also learn how to take care of my hair naturally and let it be natural without this sense of I have to straighten it, I have to style it, I have to make sure it's a thing. I also went through this phase of just let it be. It's okay. Frizz is okay. It's a part of it. And my sister has beautiful curly hair, like much tighter curls than I do. And she was also heaven sent because she was like explaining to me a bunch of different things. But man, like going through the curly girl method, curly hair method, all that, trying to figure out what works for my hair. It's sleeping with bonnets and all that was all new to me. But it all was also part of the journey. Like it was part of my detachment of who I once thought I was and who I'm being called to be. I'll tell you, all the power in a woman is in her hair. So, anywho, that's my TED Talk. I have to go to work. I will see you guys later.